Janet's not her daughter.
Jake, you're making even less sense than usual.
But I'm almost done with my best creation yet.
And I'm almost done with my patience.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna do anything. We are.
I'm Miss Jean. Join me on a trip to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Join me for today's expedition in Discovery Mountain. It's a beautiful morning in Discovery Mountain. There's hardly any snow, and if you look really closely and kind of squint your eyes, you can almost see spring. Well, you might have to use your imagination just a little. Well, it looks like Natasha is walking over to Miss Michelle's cafe. She must be meeting Jake. It's been a busy week at the Discovery Mountain Academy. Natasha must be looking forward to starting her day with a nice, quiet cup of tea and a good visit with Jake. But she's about to discover that the cafe isn't as quiet as she expected. Let's join her in today's episode called Moe's Diner, the first in this story series called Bullies and Blessings.
Whoa, the cafe is packed.
Brianna, have you cleared table 3 yet?
Just finished.
Great, thanks for waiting. The table by the window is ready for you.
Thanks. I can't wait to try the pancakes.
You and everyone else today, it seems. Brianna, I'm gonna help your Uncle John in the kitchen.
Okay. When did Aunt Michelle say she'd be back?
She didn't, but I hope it's soon.
Hattie, I've never seen the cafe so busy.
Whew, tell me about it.
Hey, you don't get to complain when you created the situation. Really? What situation did Hattie create? Look around. Hattie's responsible for this crowd? Hattie convinced Aunt Michelle that if the cafe had a bigger social media presence, we'd bring in more customers. It seems she was right. The cafe seems busier every time I come in. I know. Aunt Michelle has even talked about expanding.
You know, there's such a thing as being too successful.
So, all these strangers found you on social media? Hattie's been posting mouth-watering pictures of our daily specials, and our website's getting more views every day. Today's photo of sourdough pancakes with spiced apple syrup practically went viral.
Oh, Brianna's exaggerating, just a little. There's no doubt we're reaching a wider audience. A lot of people from the city have been coming in.
Who knows? Someday Chef Tyler himself might drop in. Who's Chef Tyler? Haven't you seen his show, Cafe Quest? He travels all over looking for little out-of-the-way places he calls hidden gems.
Discovery Mountain is so out of the way, Chef Tyler would only show up if he were really lost.
Excuse me, I'm ready to order now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll follow you to your table and get your order. Thanks.
Things are falling apart in the kitchen. I better go help.
But Hattie, And she's disappeared into the kitchen. But how do I find a table?
Natasha, over here.
Olivia! Am I glad to see you? How did you ever find a place to sit in this crowd?
Got lucky, I guess. Ken was supposed to meet me, but he got called to the hospital. Here, take his place.
Thanks. Jake should be here any minute, too.
Perfect. I need to talk to him, but he hasn't been answering his phone.
I talked to him just a few minutes ago.
Aha! That means he's just avoiding my calls.
Why would he do that?
My students have been begging for him to come teach Bible class.
Oh yeah, he taught Mrs. Lee's kids about the Battle of Jericho. They loved it.
They still talk about it. Janet says it's what got her family interested in the Bible.
So you think Jake is avoiding you because he doesn't want to teach your Bible class?
No, he already said yes.
Well, then what's the problem?
I need to know which story he's decided on, so I can have everything organized ahead of time and prepare materials to go with it. But you know Jake.
I certainly do. He sometimes waits till the last minute.
Sometimes?
Okay, maybe more than just sometimes.
Look, why don't we order while we're waiting for last-minute Jake?
Good idea. The sourdough pancakes with spiced apple syrup sound like the perfect breakfast.
They sure do.
Meanwhile, over at the Peabody home, Harold seems more interested in something on the computer than in breakfast.
You could do it, Harold.
Harold! What would you like for breakfast? Harold?
I'll put the final brick here, a brace there. Now the arch should hold.
Harold!
A tower right there. A dome would look so cool.
Harold!
What? Huh?
Harold, I've been asking what you want for breakfast.
Sorry, Dad. I didn't hear you.
I suspect your hearing will improve when you turn that computer off. Turn it off now, please.
But I'm almost done with my best creation yet.
And I'm almost done with my patience.
Okay, I'm logging off.
Harold, your mom and I don't want you getting sucked into computer games again. Remember soccer squash-orama?
How could I forget? It was so much fun. At least at first.
But then it began to take over your life.
Yeah, all I wanted to do was get to the next level. But there was always a more exciting level beyond that.
You even ignored Logan to play that game.
I know. I finally had to ask Miss Simon to hide it from me.
Son, we don't want you to head down the same path.
Don't worry, Dad. This is different.
Different how?
Soccer Squash-orama was just a mindless game.
Agreed?
But Architect is educational.
Artie what?
Architect. It teaches you how to build stuff, even whole cities.
Whole cities? Sounds a little too much like my time at Billsby Builders.
Designing whole cities is easier than it sounds when you do it on a computer.
I'll just stick to designing the church newsletter.
Architect is way cooler than the church newsletter. You earn points for how difficult your design is, and how artistic.
Sounds okay so far.
You can build anywhere, in any time period, or even on another planet. You just have to follow the rules of architecture.
Well, I approve of following the rules.
Then other players get to explore your city and find treasures you've hidden and secret rooms and tunnels with trapdoors.
Other players? I thought you said it wasn't a game.
It's not. It's educational. I've learned tons of new words like keystone and modular and plinth.
Plinth?
Yeah, it's like a pedestal. See, you just learned something new. Like I said, very educational.
Harold, I'm glad you're expanding your vocabulary, but even good things turn bad when they take over your life.
I'm more mature now. I'd never get hooked on a silly game again.
That's right, because your mom and I are here to help and support you. Now, turn the computer off, Mr. Maturity, and help me with breakfast.
Okay, I'll be right there. Hey, wait a minute. What's this on the website? A contest. The designer of the best city in each age bracket will win $2,000. The winning cities will be named after the creator. The cities will be added to the Architect universe. Oh wow, $2,000? My name in the Architect universe? It's a dream come true.
Delicious breakfast coming through. Sourdough pancakes with spiced apple syrup, hot off the griddle for both of you.
They look delicious.
They smell so good.
Sorry your order took longer than usual.
Don't worry, we know how busy you are.
These are so good.
This pancake stack is almost too pretty to eat.
And just the right number of pancakes, too. If there were more, I'd probably still eat them. Then I'd regret it the rest of the day.
Everything good in moderation, Aunt Michelle always says. She plans the menu that way.
That must be the key to her success.
I thought her brownies were the key to her success.
Well, maybe I should go ahead and order something for Jake, huh?
Any idea what he'll want?
I think 2 of Michelle's trail mix muffins sounds like the perfect Jake Donovan breakfast, don't you?
Yes, indeedy.
Excuse me, could I please have some more syrup?
Be right there. Let me get that syrup and I'll be right back with Jake's order. I sure hope Aunt Michelle gets back soon.
Where'd she go, anyway?
I don't know. She was sort of vague about it. Gotta go.
Olivia, why do you think Michelle didn't tell Brianna where she was going?
I don't know. But if she's gone during the breakfast rush, it must be important.
I wonder where she is. And where's Jake? I've called and texted and he's not answering.
So, Jake and Michelle are both missing. Things are getting curiouser and curiouser.
The cafe is swamped with customers, but Michelle isn't there to help. And Jake is gone too. Where could they each be? Well, I guess we'll have to wait to get answers because right now we need to take a short break.
Hey, I'm Ruben Gomez, executive producer and the voice of Jacob P. Donovan. Do you want to hear all new episodes of Jake's Take, an oddcast you can trust? Sign up to become a Mountaineer and then listen to this exclusive club program and other new content every week. Mountaineers, we'll see you in the clubhouse at discoverymountainclub.com. We'll be waiting for you!
Jake was supposed to meet Natasha for breakfast, but he hasn't shown up yet. And Miss Michelle is off, well, somewhere, even though the cafe is super busy. But it isn't the only busy restaurant this morning. Down in the city, there's another diner, one that's important because, well, we'll see. Someone is walking toward the diner. Let's follow her inside.
Wow. Moe's Diner is busier than I thought. It took forever to find a parking spot. Hope I'm not late for my appointment with Mr. Moe.
I need a triple Moe burger, a side of cheese fries, and a chocolate tsunami shake for table 7. And make it snappy.
Snappy! I got 4 orders ahead of yours.
Excuse me?
Take a seat wherever you can find one, hun.
Oh, no, I just...
Today's special is a deep-fried Mega Moe burrito with queso glaze sauce, served with a side of apple pie fries.
Apple pie fries? Sounds delicious, but I've been trying to eat healthier these days.
Healthy? Listen, hun, people don't come to Moe's Diner for healthy. Now, what can I get you?
You can get me Mr. Moe. I mean, Mr. Morris. He's expecting me.
Down that hallway, last door on the right. Hey, Joe! How long does it take to get me that order?
I'm working on it.
Down the hall, last door. Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want?
Mr. Morris, I'm Kim Bailey, the investigative journalist you reached out to at the Tribune. Here's my card.
Oh, Miss Bailey, yes. I have a proposal for you.
I'm listening. I've been intrigued ever since I got your call.
You know, my grandfather built Moe's Diner. It's been a fixture in this neighborhood ever since.
Yes, it's very well known.
Grandpa Morris was happy running a successful local diner. But I've got bigger plans.
Bigger plans?
Imagine all of this replicated. A string of Moe's Diners.
Oh.
I already got my eye on a prime piece of real estate. It's perfect for our next location.
I see. So, Mr. Morris, where do I come in?
Well, Miss Bailey, in advertising. I'd like you to lead our new television campaign.
Television campaign?
Yeah, I need attention-grabbing commercials about the new location. Then, when we open, folks will be lined up around the block.
Well, advertising isn't really my specialty.
Don't sell yourself short. I've seen you on TV and read your articles. Your investigative piece about the governor was well written.
Well, I've had a few stories about a few governors. More specifically?
Governor Ward, when they tried to have a hush-hush trial for him up on the mountain.
Oh, yes, in Discovery Mountain. Sweet Town. Yes, I did cover that one.
Great story. And that's exactly what I need. Someone who'll tell my story and get results.
Get results? I told the governor's story, yes, but...
I'll make it worth your while. I want the best, and I'm willing to pay for it.
Well, I have been looking at doing more work in the hospitality area. The Food and Travel magazine is our bestseller at the Tribune, so your offer is tempting.
Listen, if you help me with this, I can pull some strings. I know your editor.
You know my boss?
Yeah, and how would you like your own column? In food and travel.
Really?
Yeah, your boss owes me a favor. And I have a few other strings I can pull. I have connections.
I see. Give me a day or two to think it over.
Fine, but don't take any longer.
Fair enough.
In the meantime, let me show you the new location. Come on, follow me.
Right now?
Why not? Come on, keep up, Bailey. Time is money. So, what'd I tell you, Bailey?
Wow, this area certainly is booming.
It's the fastest growing business district in the city. And that corner lot up ahead is perfect for the next Moe's Diner. The owner is eager to sell. Really eager. So I know I can get a good deal.
You sound pretty certain.
The owner's working through some zoning issues, but a contact in City Hall tipped me off. I told you, I have connections to all the right people.
Well, looks like someone else got tipped off. See? Those two women seem pretty interested in that prime corner lot.
Yeah, it looks like a realtor and her customer.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Let's get a closer look. I want to see who this customer is. I'd like to know my competition. I don't recognize her. She must be some sort of out-of-town speculator.
Wait, she looks familiar.
She does? Is she a business tycoon you've interviewed?
Couldn't be. I haven't thought about Discovery Mountain in ages, and well,
Do you recognize her yet?
Yes, I think that's Michelle Harris. She owns Miss Michelle's Cafe up in Discovery Mountain. She makes the best brownies ever.
And just how do you know that?
I spent a lot of time in that little town when I was hunting down the Governor Ward story. The cafe was the perfect place to grab lunch and catch up on other work as I chased down the governor's story. I can still taste those brownies.
All right. You can stop drooling.
Oh, her brownies weren't the only good thing. She served an amazing butternut squash soup. Oh, and the spinach strawberry salad with homemade vinaigrette. So good.
Let me guess. Homemade. Just like her mama made.
No, if I remember right, she's a chemist. She took over the family business not knowing a thing about cooking or baking.
Huh. Well, this isn't good. Not good at all. We've got big problems here, Bailey.
We do?
Yeah, we do. Some nobody from some no-name cafe in some no-account town thinks she's gonna muscle in on my territory. Well, it ain't gonna happen.
Some nobody? Oh, I don't think so. What are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna do anything. We are.
Some nobody? What's going on? Well, we'll find out after this short break.
Hey, it's Sean Boonstra, Speaker Director of The Voice of Prophecy, the ministry that brings you this program. Has Discovery Mountain been an encouragement to the children in your life? Weekly Discovery Mountain episodes are made possible through the generosity of our supporters. Would you like to join us as a supporter? Find out how you can receive a Discovery Mountain t-shirt as a thank you gift. Call us at 1-877-566-7365 today. That's 877-566-7365.
Before the break, we heard that Miss Michelle is in the city looking at a prime piece of property. But someone else has his eye on it too. But that doesn't explain where Jake is. Olivia and Natasha have finished their breakfast, but there's still no sign of Jake.
That's it. If Jake doesn't walk through that door in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to eat his trail mix muffins myself.
Ooh, how can you think of eating another bite? After finishing those sourdough pancakes, I may not eat for the next 3 days.
That's a good point. I'll save them for tomorrow. In fact, I'll eat them in front of Jake, and I won't share a crumb. That'll teach him to... Oh, that's Jake now. Maybe I'll ignore his call, the way he's been ignoring mine.
Answer it, Natasha. What if something bad's happened to him?
Something bad might happen to him for standing me up.
What if he's calling from the hospital?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Hello? Jake, where have you been? What? Who? Jake, slow down. I don't understand.
Don't understand what? What's he saying?
Nothing that makes sense.
Well, that makes sense.
Meet you? What sort of emergency? Jake! He hung up.
Emergency? Did Jake hurt himself again?
I don't think so. He wants me to meet him.
At the hospital?
No, at Trekkers.
What kind of emergency involves a trip to Trekkers?
He's probably out of trail mix. But I guess I'd better go and find out what this emergency is all about.
I'll come too. I need to buy some apples, and maybe I'll finally be able to get Jake to decide on his next Bible story.
Natasha! Olivia! Thank goodness you're here!
Yes, maybe you two can help me figure out what's going on.
Help you, Mr. Simon? I'm the one who needs help. I've got decisions to make. They could be here any minute.
Whoa, take a deep breath, Jake. What decisions? Who's gonna be here?
Barbara and Janet.
Who's Barbara? And why are the Beckmans coming to Trekkers?
The Beckmans? Why would they come? I mean, I guess they could come. Trekkers is a really busy place after all, with lots of people coming and going, but...
You're the one who said Janet is coming.
She is!
So aren't her parents coming too?
Her parents? I don't know that she has parents.
What?
I mean, of course she has parents. Everyone has parents. Dogs, cats, guinea pigs. They all have parents. It's just that...
Start at the beginning, Jake. Why weren't you at Miss Michelle's?
Well, I was all ready to go, but then Barbara called and really needed my help. She was so upset, I couldn't say no.
Couldn't say no to what?
And who is Barbara?
Barbara is one of my oldest, bestest friends. We used to spend tons of time together.
Then how come you've never mentioned her before, Jake?
No, not like that. Don't be jealous, Natasha. Barbara was my first supervisor when I was 15.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
She took me under her wing back then.
Yeah, she really was a mentor to you.
So when she asked me to take care of Janet, how could I say no? It's an emergency.
Something's wrong with Janet?
Not that I know of.
But you said...
Yes, you said Janet needs to be taken care of?
What? Oh, no, not that Janet. Barbara's Janet.
Wait, there's more than one Janet?
No wonder we're confused.
Okay, so Barbara has a daughter named Janet, and there's an emergency, and she needs you to take care of her.
Yes. I mean, no. Oh.
Jake!
Oh, yes, there is an emergency. Barbara's father had an accident, and she needs to get home as soon as possible.
Oh, no.
Barbara and Janet have been on a road trip, hiking and camping through their favorite state parks. And
in winter?
Yeah, Barbara says winter camping is the best.
I've done some winter camping myself.
You have?
I enjoyed the beauty and solitude of the backcountry when there were no other people around. If you're properly prepared for the weather, it's really quite pleasant. But I'm afraid I'm not as hardy as I used to be.
I've never been that hardy.
This season's actually been pretty mild, and Barbara says they've been really comfortable sleeping in her camper van.
That actually sounds like fun.
But she's got to fly home to take care of her dad right away, so she's dropping off Janet with me.
Doesn't it seem strange that she's asking you to take care of her daughter? I mean, have you ever even met her daughter?
Oh, Janet's not her daughter.
She's not?
Jake, you're making even less sense than usual.
Oh, let me finish. Janet is Barbara's dog.
Her dog? Jake, why didn't you just say that in the first place?
I've been trying. Barbara needs me to pet sit till her dad's better.
Oh, well, it's great you're willing to help out an old friend, Jake.
Yeah, but Barbara and Janet are going to be here soon. And I still need a collar and a leash and toys. Oh, and dog food. It's going to be a disaster if I don't have dog food.
Calm down, Jake. I'm sure your friend already has everything her pup needs.
Well, I suppose you're right, but I can't remember if she said anything about Janet's bed and favorite toys. Oh, I wish I'd written these things down.
Jake, if it'll make you feel better, go ahead and get some dog food. It won't hurt to have it on hand.
Great idea, Mr. Simon.
Now, what kind of a dog is it?
What kind?
Is it a big dog? A little dog?
Oh no, I forgot to ask.
You forgot to ask?
Oh, Barbara was so upset and she was talking so fast, I can't remember if she said what kind of dog.
Well, what do you remember?
Well, she said Janet is housebroken and she loves people.
That sounds like a nice pet.
Oh, Janet's a certified therapy animal. Barbara takes her everywhere.
Great. That means you can bring her to school tomorrow when you come to teach Bible class.
Bible class?
Jake!
Olivia, I promise. I'll be there for Bible class, and I promise I'll have a story ready by then. But I can't think about it right now, okay? This is a dog food emergency.
All right, Jake. Let's go pick out that food.
Food? That reminds me. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm starving.
Well, lucky for you, I have 2 of Miss Michelle's trail mix muffins in the car.
Come on, Jake. Let's head to the pet aisle while Natasha gets your breakfast.
Oh, maybe I should go with her, just in case. How can I make an important decision like what dog food to buy on an empty stomach?
I'm sure you'll manage.
While you're at it, you can be thinking about which Bible story you're going to teach my students.
Oh, I don't know, Olivia. Come on, Barbara's going to be here any minute.
Director Doug, there's a lot going on in Discovery Mountain today.
I'll say.
Michelle Harris is in the city looking at property. If she's really thinking of opening a new Miss Michelle's cafe, I'm afraid that Mr. Morris will make trouble for her.
Yeah, and Jake is going to be pet sitting for an old friend, but he's a little confused about the details, isn't he?
He is. And isn't it quite a coincidence that her pet is named Janet? Janet is an Ethiopian name.
Yeah, it's rare to run into a person named Janet, let alone a dog. Funny coincidence or...
Or what?
Oh, there was just something nagging at me. I'll know if I'm right or not when we meet Barbara's pet in our next episode.
Okay. Well, something's nagging at me too. Harold. You remember Architect, his new obsession?
Yes. Harold's had trouble with computer games before. Do you think Architect will be a problem for him?
I hope not. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Well, I don't like the suspense. I like to know exactly how things are going to turn out.
Me too. But Hebrews 11 and verse 1 says this, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." So maybe this will give us and our listeners a chance to exercise our faith and to remember that no matter what happens, God is in control.
That's true. It's a good way to exercise our faith.
I think we'll be doing a lot of that this season.
Me too. We'll see you here next time.
You've been listening to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. To listen to other episodes and to send us a message, visit us online at discoverymountain.com. Discovery Mountain is a production of The Voice of Prophecy. Join us again next time here in Discovery Mountain, where every day is an exercise in faith. Moe's Diner was written by Janice Nelson, directed by Douglas Bruce, produced by Steve Phillips, and post-produced in Ontario, Canada by Douglas Bruce and Danny Columby. Recorded in Loveland, Colorado at the Voice of Prophecy Studios in Bowmanville, Ontario, and remotely from around the world.